Oh, heartbreak at the end for the Blades. Having come so far tonight, having dug so deep, it's the cruelest of ways to go out of the playoffs on penalties. Alongside me are Brian Deane and Mark Duffy. They didn't do an awful lot wrong with those penalties, but when you need the bounce of the ball, I think, Brian, it's fairly safe to say that Forest got it, we didn't.
Yeah, I mean, God, I'm gutted. You know, they did everything. They came back into the game. They kind of exceeded expectations in terms of how they played. But, you know, they came up against a goalkeeper in inspired form. I mean, those saves were superb. And, yeah, it's gut-wrenching, you know. Really is.
I mean, we talk about the bounce of the ball, but you do have to give credit where it's due. Bryce Samba made his own luck because he got something to 3 of the penalties.
Yeah, obviously, you know, penalties is lucky, but at the same time, you create your own luck, and he's made some good saves there, and you know, the one where he stayed down the middle is brave from him, and he got his luck from that.
It cannoned off the underside of the bar. I think it defied belief, didn't it, that it didn't actually go over the line?
Well, just to stand there alone, you know, you don't really see many keepers do that. So, obviously, I'm not too sure as Connor's penalty taken if he's put many down the middle before. So, yeah, he must have done his homework, and obviously, just to get it to bounce and then hit the bar, it's just devastating, really.
Brian, it's going to take some time for these lads to be able to pick themselves up, having dug so deep over the course of the season to get themselves into this position. You said before the penalties that at one point you didn't think they'd even make the playoffs, but to have it ripped out of their grasp in this fashion, I think it's probably more acceptable had it been a performance like we saw Saturday and you feel you're beaten by the better team. But tonight, the Blades showed they were the better team.
Yeah, they proved that they were Forest's equal. You know, for all the superlatives we can talk about Nottingham Forest in the last sort of like 12, 13 games of the season, we matched them today. No doubt, you know, we went into their backyard this time and we bossed it. Yeah. But it's like getting a slap and getting another slap straight away. You know, over all the adversity, to lose on penalties must be the cruelest way to go out of a competition.
And we've only got 9, maybe 10 weeks tops before the new season kicks in. It starts earlier, obviously, this time around because of the World Cup in November, but I guess for Paul Heckingbottom and the team, they're going to have to somehow put this behind them pretty quickly and plan for next season. Players like Morgan Gibbs-White, obviously only here on loan. Are you able to bring him back or replace him? It's going to take sharp minds and cool heads.
Yeah, obviously with Morgan, you know, we'll probably go back to the Premier League. He's had a fantastic year, and obviously we can get him back, it'll be unbelievable. But look, the group of players and Hecky and everybody else involved, well, after, you know, today or a few days, they'll look back at it with real pride, and they'll look at it and say to themselves, look, you know, the job that we've done has been nothing short of unbelievable. From the position that he came in to where they are today, you know, I'm pretty sure that every fan out there would have took that. But obviously, it's devastating to lose, but they can take loads of positives from it.
What do you say to this group, Brian, having gone through all this and suffered now in the way we have tonight? I don't suppose there are many words, are there?
I think the one thing that he'll say to them is that they can be proud of their performance, can be proud of the season that they've had, really. You know, again, you know, you look at how many players they've lost through injury, you know, different things going on, and still to put in a performance like that. And I said that whoever wins this leg, I think that they'll go on to win and get promoted. So it just shows you how strong, you know, a season, a campaign it's been, really.
What's the one thing you'll take from this season?
Just some of the football has been fantastic at times, and the key to that has been Morgan Gibbs-White. He's been at the centre of everything that they've done positively in the final third. The way how he's linked, you know, the midfield with the forward line and the assists and the goals he scored and so on. That's been the highlight for me, and I think he's been the kind of player who when he gets the ball, there's a buzz in the crowd. You know, the anticipation rises. So that's been a major plus.
For you, Mark Duffy, what do you take from the season? Because ultimately they're going to look back on tonight and say we weren't actually beaten. You know, penalties somehow never feels quite that way.
What I'd say is the spirit of the group. You know, obviously they had a tough start, and you know they was playing a system that they weren't really comfortable in playing, and then obviously when Hecky took over, he's galvanised the squad, and they've really come together as a group of players. And you know, you've seen today, you know, the lads who were injured and not fit, they're all on the sidelines, and that's a real group togetherness, and they can build on that, because that is what winning teams is all about, is a real togetherness, and that's how I believe they have that.
All right, Mark, Brian, thanks for your time and company this evening. It wasn't meant to be in the end. A fantastic resolve shown by the Blades tonight to overturn a first leg deficit, come from behind on the evening to tie it up on aggregate at 3-3. But ultimately, the bounce of the ball and a keeper in inspired form proved too much when it came to penalties. The season is over for the Blades. A long summer now lies ahead. Good night.